Hello there, I'm B3N, but you call me Ben, and today I'm doing a different type of video because I want to take a step back and reflect on the Funko community. Now, Funko is a big company. They've become a behemoth in the past couple years. They have evolved and changed so much. Their values have changed, their fan base has changed, and their products themselves have changed. We can see this in not just their design, but also the types of figures that are being made. A lot of these figures were actually influenced by the community that supports Funko. And for a company that's based in creating figures for pop culture, really, Funko itself has become a part of pop culture. Now, any fans of Star Wars or Marvel almost expect there to be Funko figures of them and to add to their collection because they know that that's expected of them. And so, today I want to answer the question, is the Funko community really becoming toxic? Or has it changed for the better? Because right now, there's been so much stuff happening lately with figures people aren't agreeing with, people that are overly enthusiastic for some figures. Really, the community has changed so much that I think it's about time that someone had a discussion about this and really analyze what the Funko community has become. I'm going to do this in 3 ways. First, I'm going to talk a bit about my experience with Funko, just briefly, so I could give some context to my arguments. And then we're going to look at how Funko has changed throughout the years, how they've adapted to new circumstances, obviously with the pandemic, but also to the fan base. And then we're going to look at the question, are Funko Fanatics being toxic? Or are there actually good members that are making this community more positive and uplifting for everyone? Anyways, let's get on with this video. Please excuse me for my little ranting in this video. I'm doing this without a script, and I'm just stating my thoughts on the Funko community as I view them. So leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy, and let's get on with the video. So my Funko collecting experience isn't really that unique. When I was a kid, I saw these figures and I thought they were pretty funny looking, and it all started with Big Hero 6. This is my very first Funko figure, this little Baymax. It's all scratched up now. I took it out of the box because I viewed it as a toy, just a toy. And someone actually gifted me the whole line of the Big Hero 6 figures, which now I'm realizing must have been super expensive. I mean, 10 bucks a pop. Since then, I started expanding my collection. I got some Marvel pops, I got some Star Wars pops. I just got toys that I liked, just figures of them that I liked. Of course, I was young and naive. They were unboxed, every single one. And I'm not sure if I have it, but here's a picture of like my earliest collection. And so I just enjoyed collecting them because I thought the figures were funny looking, and I really liked the movies that they were in. So that was the beginning of my collection. And then as time grew on, I realized, okay, some figures are worth more than others. I believe it began when I got this Captain America. I was like, wow, I really want this Captain America. And then I realized, oh, this costs a ton of money because it was brand new. It was like 80 bucks on eBay. And so that's when it began to really set in, like, okay, this isn't just like toys that are being sold at Funko. They are expanding into actual collectible items. They're not just toys. With that realization, I realized I should actually start collecting more of these because some of them have a little bit of value and it's fun to have them in your collection, especially if you got rare ones or just figures that you think look really cool. And so I did exactly that. I kept on getting more. Just if I'd be in a shop and I see one that I really liked and I thought would go well in my collection, I would get it. And I actually like to collect things in sets of 2. And so these are random, but all across my display, which I have in another video, sorry to self-promo, but all across my display, you'll notice that a lot of them are in sets of 2. Like, for instance, I have Mysterio and Spider-Man right next to each other. And then I got Rey and Kylo Ren right next to each other. Or then sometimes even sets of 3, where I got Mechagodzilla, Godzilla, and King Kong all together. And so I've always gotten into this pattern of collecting little sets because I really like the figures. And then as time wore on, I started realizing, okay, to complete these sets, I would want more expensive figures, like the Bakugo, because I want them to go with my Deku. And so that's my little experience when it comes to Funko. I just started totally innocent and naive, just wanting to collect figures that I really liked. Now I know that there's a big whole community, and Funko really is not just a company about toys and collecting. No, they are so much more. Now with my perspective in this, from being a young naive collector to now someone who is trying to get ingrained in the community, let's now look at how Funko has changed over the years. we could see these changes through not just what they've done socially, but also through their products. If you look at the figures from the early days of Funko to now, you'll see there's a huge improvement in the quality of them. Some may have more details than others, but generally, these figures do look a lot better than what they were before. Before, they were more simple and not as creatively made. Many of them had the same pose, but now we have so many figures, each with unique poses and different outfits, the different accessories that they're holding, and a lot of them, for the most part, are pretty interesting. Of course, there have been examples of when Funko would get a little lazy, as many other YouTubers have pointed out. The art series line in particular recently is not looking well at all. It started off really cool. A lot of collectors really liked when they made the Star Wars art series figures, because those were actually designed by an artist. And so fans of the artist and of Star Wars really appreciated the pops. And fans that just like Star Wars thought they looked interesting. And so they sold pretty well. So Funko kind of took that and decided, okay, these products are selling well, let's make more of them. And so they did, but they didn't exactly go about it the right way. Instead of collaborating with artists that really put passion into it, they kind of just put random designs, it seems like, on the figures. They're not very creative, and recently they released that Donald Duck, which looks like it's a Mexican design, but not really. It's like a cheesy, fake Mexican design that obviously was not made by a real artist. A real artist would not really like that. Of course, there's the person in charge of actually designing the pops, and I have nothing against them. However, you have to admit that Donald Duck was pretty lazy. It's not a good looking pop. I don't know who's going to get it. But then again, that's the thing about Funko collecting. You never know who's going to get each figure. There could be a person who's over the moon about this figure. They feel like this is one of the best figures Funko's ever made. And so this kind of leads into the next part of my discussion about, is the Funko community being toxic, or are they actually changing it to be better? Okay, I just want to start this off by saying I am not very well versed in Funko knowledge. I recently just created my channel, and I'm not in any position to say anything against anyone. I'm just simply saying my side on this point. So let's go back to the example of the art series Donald Duck. So let's say that one person who is over the moon about this figure is really excited and wants to post about it. And so they post a picture of it saying, oh my gosh, I love this figure, I can't wait to get it. And then another person in this hypothetical situation replies, oh, that is a disgusting figure, why on earth would you want that? That's kind of toxic behavior. So it may be true that the figure is not very good looking and might be ugly, but when people go out of their way to deliberately say, you have trash taste, how could you possibly like that? That's not really okay. Now, of course, people have their own opinions, and so I love watching videos of people giving their opinions on the figures. I specifically mentioned the Donald Duck figure because I loved Collecting Plastic's video about the Donald Duck figure, which I really do agree is not a good figure at all. But then there are times when people take it a step too far. When they go out of their way to deliberately put other people down and say that their taste is terrible, that there's no one on earth who would want this figure when there are. The whole point of Funko is it's a fun company that creates figures for everyone. The reason why Funko has been collaborating with more and more artists and more interesting people like comedians is because they want to give something for everyone. They are now providing the bit of pop culture merch that the people couldn't get before. There's not really figures of comedians, but now Funko has provided it for them. And so fans of the comedians can get those figures. And so the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I think that although everyone can have their own opinions, and everyone should be able to voice their own opinions, it has to be at a respectful level. Recently, especially with the pandemic and people becoming more active online, and with all the new reveals that happened at conventions and all the new stuff with Funkoween and stuff like that, people have been voicing their opinions a lot. And I definitely want to encourage that. I love when people post in comments like what they feel about the figures. However, when it starts affecting other people's collecting, when other people are like deliberately trying to make the other person feel bad, that I don't think that's okay. On the other hand, there are people that are trying to make the Funko community a better place. Let's take the Gastlecast, for example. The Gastlecast may have some opinions that I don't agree with. However, they always have an optimistic view on the figures, and although they might call some figures trash, they're mostly kind of doing it for comedic effects. They're not really doing it because they absolutely hate the figures and want anyone who likes those figures to feel bad, but rather they're doing it for entertaining purposes and just want to give their own take on the figures. They're sharing their opinions in a respectful way, or actually more of a comedic way. And so I like that. I like when people are actually supporting Funko and the Funko community. Of course, there can be examples of times when it goes a little bit too far. Some people don't know it's a joke. Some people take it too seriously. Funko has become so big that there's now different types of fans within the community. There are the hardcore collectors who believe only box figures are the only way to collect. Or there's others that just like to have a few figures and just want some of them unboxed. I was like that when I was younger, and now I know that although it decreases their value by a lot, that doesn't take away their value from me. And so there's so many different ways to collect now that the opinions on these figures has changed drastically in the past few years. And so that's why I made the discussion. I just want to know your guys' views on the Funko community. Do you guys think it's becoming toxic, or do you think people like the Gastlecast or other amazing YouTube channels are helping the community grow and become better? Again, I really just want to know. I am not in any way qualified to be lecturing. I'm so sorry I got on a soapbox, but I just wanted to, say it's not okay to make other people feel bad for liking certain figures, but at the same time, everyone has their own opinions. Just don't take it too far. This is all supposed to be fun. It's Funko. They literally have fun in their name. Their whole point is fun. Fun TV, Funko, everything's just supposed to be for fun and for the collectors that want to have fun figures. Oh boy, I wonder what kind of comments I'm going to get on this. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Leave a like and subscribe. I'm doing a giveaway at 200 subscribers. I'm giving away Dark Captain Marvel, Taurus Freddy, and mystery figure I haven't revealed yet. Anyways, oh boy, I'm scared for this video coming out. Have a beautiful day, have a great day, and bye-bye now.